In this video, we can talk about the polymorphism in coelenterates. The polymorphism may be defined as the representation of single organism by more than one kind of individuals or zooids, which differ in their form and function. Coelenterata shows vivid description of polymorphism. The class Hydrozoa shows the best example of polymorphism. Here you can see the polymorphism in coelenterates. I have developed a mnemonic for the polymorphism zooids. MPP Gangareddy Divya came by NGBS. Here MPP means medusoid theory, polyperson theory, polyorgan theory. GAN means gastrozooid. G means GONOZOOID. Divya means the dactylozooid. N means pneumatophore. G means gonophore, B means BRACT, and S means the swimming bells. Here you can see the mnemonic in a clear way or a better way. Here the MPP means M means medusoid theory, P means polyperson theory, P means polyorgan theory. Here you can see the GAN means gastrozooid, GI means GONOZOOID, red day has no meaning. Divya means dactylozooid, N means pneumatophore or float. This is meant for the flotation or buoyancy. G is gonophore, this is meant for sexual reproduction. BRACT or phyllozoid is meant for the offense and defense of the system. And the swimming bells are nectocalyces meant for the locomotion. Here you can see the polymorphism in coelenterates. Polymorphism is the representation of single organism by more than one kind of individuals or zooids, which differ in form and function. They show division of labor. Here the polymorphism is the representation of single organism by more than one kind of individuals or zooids, which differ in form and function. They show division of labor. In Coelenterata, PHYSALIA, HALISTEMA, PORPITA, SIPHONOPHORA, and Hydrozoa will exhibit polymorphism. They may be dimorphic. Dimorphic means they show the polypoid zooids and medusoid zooids, sometimes trimorphic or polymorphic forms. In dimorphic forms, they show polypoid zooids and medusoid zooids. Here you can see the polyps shows three zooids. They are gastrozooid meant for feeding, and gonozooid is meant for asexual reproduction, and dactylozooid is meant for offense and defense. That means it is meant for protection. Whereas medusoid zooids, they are motile, whereas the polypoid zooids are sessile. The medusoid zooids are of four types. The pneumatophore or float is meant for buoyancy as well as flotation. Next, it is also meant, the BRACT is meant for protection or offense and defense of the system. Gonophores meant for sexual reproduction, and the swimming bells meant for locomotion. Here you can see the SIPHONOPHORA. This is the SIPHONOPHORA. It is having different zooids. Here you can see the pneumatophore is a bell-like structure, is meant for the flotation. This is the swimming bells. These two are swimming bells meant for the locomotion. This is the sinusoidal stalk, and it is having the gonophore. Gonophore is meant for the sexual reproduction, as well as the dactylozooid is meant for they are meant for the protection, whereas the gastrozoid is meant for the feeding. These are the zooids. Pneumatophore is meant for flotation, swimming bells locomotion, BRACT is protection, gonophore sexual reproduction, dactylozooids is meant for protection. The gastrozooids are always meant for the feeding of the colony. Here you can see the GASTRO-ZOOID. GASTRO-ZOOID is a nutritive zooid. This GASTRO-ZOOID is also called as SIPHONOZOOID. It shows the mouth, hypostome, as well as at the base it shows a tentacle. A tentacle at the base, a single hollow, long contractile tentacle arises from the base. The tentacle gives lateral branches. Here you can see the tentacle gives lateral branches. These lateral branches are called tentilla or tentillum, ending with a knob of nematocysts. The knob of nematocysts or battery of nematocysts are meant for the protection. Here you can see the dactylozooid. This dactylozooid is also called as palpons or tasters or feelers. They are lacking mouth. Mouth is absent. Basal tentacle is unbranched, similar to gastrozooid in structure, meant for the protection. That means defense and offense of the colony. The GONOZOOID, it is a reproductive zooid and produce sexual medusoid by the asexual budding. The gonozooids produce clusters of gonophores on gonodendron. The tentacles are like dactylozooid is called gonopalpons. Here you can see the pneumatophore. It is also called as the float. This float is also known as the float. It is an inverted medusa without mesoglea. Its outer exumbellar wall is called pneumatochordon. Its outer exumbellar wall is called the pneumatochordon, and internal subumbellar wall is called pneumatosaccus or air sac. Here the pneumatophore or float, it is also known as the float, meant for the flotation or buoyancy. It is inverted medusa without mesoglea. Its outer exumbellar wall is called pneumatochordon, and the internal subumbellar wall is called pneumatosaccus or air sac. The walls are double layered and highly muscular. The space in between the two walls is called gastrovascular cavity or enteron. The epidermis is modified into gas gland that secretes a gas. It is meant for flotation. The gas shows the argon or oxygen or nitrogen. Sometimes it shows carbon monoxide. It shows 90% of nitrogen, 9% of oxygen, as well as 2% of argon may be seen in PHYSALIA and some other forms. Next one is gonophores. The gonophores may be medusa-like but lack the mouth, tentacles, and sense organs, MTS. That means mouth, tentacles, and sense organs are absent, and gonophores produce gametes meant for production. The BRACT or hydrophilia are phyllozoid. They are thick, gelatinous, leaf-like individuals with simple or branched gastrovascular cavity. They are meant for protection or offense and defense of the system. Swimming bells are nectophores or nectocalyces. They are meant for locomotion or movement. They are medusae with velum, radial canals, and circular canals, but without mouth, manubrium, gonads, and sense organs. Here you can see the origin of polymorphism. One is several theories have been proposed to explain the mechanism of origin of polymorphism. One is Medusa theory. This theory was proposed by Haeckel and Balfour and Sedgwick. According to this concept, the primitive zooids of polymorphic colony is probably a medusa. Here, this medusa theory was propounded by Haeckel, Balfour, and Sedgwick. According to this concept, the primitive zooids of polymorphic colony is probably a medusa. Next one is polyorgan theory. This theory was propounded by Huxley and Metchnikoff. According to this concept, the different zooids of the colony are really the organs of single medusoid. According to this theory, the different zooids of the colony are really the organs of single medusoid individual. The organs of medusa, that is tentacles, manubrium, and umbrella, have multiplied and migrate from the primitive positions to develop into different shapes. Polyperson theory. This theory was proposed by Leucott, Vogt, and Gazimba. According to this theory, the various zooids of the polyps are only modified polyps which have the power to produce the medusae. Thus, part of siphonophore are either polyps or medusae or both, but primitive zooids is always polyp. This is the gist about the polymorphism. We can see the division of labor is seen in polymorphism in coelenterates. This is the gist about the polymorphism. Please subscribe my channel and we will see in the next video also.